Let me go to YouTube.
Oh, well, we're live, and welcome to Mary, What Do You See? And tonight we will be covering remote viewing. We have a special guest tonight, Susann Psychic, today, and she's going to be giving her take on how she does remote viewing, and then, of course, Mary has her. So it's like a unique. Everyone does a little bit different, and so we're going to kind of, with the audience, start with the basics. So this is the tools, how they use their gifts for remote viewing. And so I thought we'd say hello. Well, we'll say hi, Susann. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good.
All right.
Hey, Susann.
And how are you doing there, Mary?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there.
And hello to our audience. We got Evie in tonight. Hi, Joyce and Brooke W. Yes.
Hey, Brooke. And then, and they're coming in. Yeah, here they come. Okay, and Emma. I hear Emma.
Emma, that wasn't knocking at the door. No.
Emma's knocking at the door. Is that your dog?
My dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Emmy, come here. Get up here. Come here. So, okay. Come here.
Okay, so should I start talking now?
Is this our who's Brooke?
What? Who's Brooke?
Joyce Best. Joyce, can you see the comments, Mary?
Yeah, is this our Brooke? Brooke from the show or a different Brooke? So I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, she'll answer sooner or later. But so guys, the only other remote viewer that I know, it's a different one. No, okay. But different Brooke. Well, Brooke, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Chantel. Yeah, it's another one. So Chantel's in the house. So guys, I never met another remote viewer. As a matter of fact, someone said, you can't call yourself a remote viewer. You know, a remote viewer is what you see through an envelope. I'm like, no, it's not. I mean, that's a stupid psychic game that psychologists give you. Okay. It's not what's in a friggin' envelope. It's being able to pick out bodies and people from across the world and tell the authorities exactly where that body is and what they're wearing, how they're going to be found. That's what's remote viewing, actually traveling there. And so when I met
by broom, by broom,
right, not by broom. So when I met Susann up in Washington, I was like, wow. And it was hard for me to comprehend that there was somebody else out there that could do what I do, that had the same gifts. So I'm like, you have to come on the show. You have to tell people how you do it. And then I'll tell people how I do it. So take out your pads and pencils or ink, whatever you use, or videotape this show, guys, because this is a rocking out show as far as I'm concerned. So
this is top dollar. This is a top dollar show.
Yeah.
See, well, so we'll get this disclaimer, and Mary, you can you say your little disclaimer as well.
Okay, so you see the copyright disclaimer. Well, don't pay any attention.
I do.
So what you see or hear come out of this mouth, okay, is actually spirit. I am here. This is entertainment purposes only. If I were to say something, it's only my opinion, but actually it's the opinion of spirit. So if you have a problem with it, take it up with them upstairs. Okay. So.
And why don't we give credit? Well, a little. We were talking about a little bit earlier today.
Yeah.
Just, someone's gotten some use out of this.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. So everybody knows I have done a couple of shows on Kurt Cobain on Mary, What Do You See? Never having known anything about the man. Well, I was on, and I want you guys to look it up, Anthony Rogers' show on July 1st. And Anthony pulled up, he Googled Kurt Cobain, and here I pop up. Okay. And Anthony and I are friends, but he never knew I did a show on two shows on Kurt Cobain. What happened to Kurt Cobain? Who did it? Why? Even describing these people, and I knew nothing about the rock band, the rock singer, the band. Never knew anything about his skanky wife, or anything, or anything like that. Okay, entertainment purposes only. So, no. So Jason Jensen, if you, what did you tell?
Information that Mary.
Yeah. So anyway, some of the information that I supplied on air, okay, which is copyrighted, by the way, that I supplied on my web pages, okay. All of a sudden, it's been opened up, Kurt Cobain, as a murder investigation, which I have said all along it should be. He was murdered. But thank you, Jason Jensen, for for taking my information, and I think you're doing a good job by opening it up as a murder investigation. Just remember to give me credit for what you find. And Jason has been on our show a couple of times, and I actually gave him information on the Ted Bundy cases, the missing women, 4 women that have not been found. And I even described the area where they were, what he did to them. And so, if Jason, in one of the areas, who knew there was a left-hand fork in the road? So that really opened Jason Jensen's eyes as to my gift, having never been to these places. So happy my information. Yeah. Happy my information has helped you, Jason, but don't forget to give me credit when you discover who murdered Kurt Cobain. Thanks for watching my show.
Very good. Very good. Shall I just start with my remote viewing?
Mary. Well, yeah. Well, we can start with Susan. So we'll start with you. Yes. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. Let's start.
I discovered that I had this wonderful gift about 8. And I discovered it quite by accident because I saw a man standing in the corner right near my dad and I said, "Do you see that guy over there? He looks a little weird." And he turns to me and he goes, "If you see him, keep it quiet, because when I was a little girl, all that stuff, you don't talk about spirits and that's all witchcraft, and we're from Massachusetts, and you just don't talk about that stuff." So he was like, "Keep that quiet. Don't mention that to anybody." So what I do is I see and sense spirits. I talk to them and they talk back to me. I've seen them as apparitions, gray bodies or walking bodies, floating bodies, and I've also seen them as solids, meaning like just appeared like you and me. And that's very kind of unnerving to me, because you're walking down the hallway and you're alone in your house, and all of a sudden you see this man or woman coming towards you and you're like, "Hello?" And it's a solid, and they're just passing through, literally. So I talk to them, and when I do a reading, the spirits talk to me, and I tell the family what they said. I've been asked to do that many, many times, and I've been doing that forever. I started out holding their hand and getting pictures, and then I just have them in the room, and I was getting better and better and stronger with that. So about 10 or 12 years ago, moving on, I went to remote viewing, and I started out much the same way. I first visited an area in New York, and I felt comfortable with that area, and I walked all over through many cemeteries and talked to the people that I was working with and all that sort of thing. And eventually, I was able to go there remotely and answer their questions about their family and the genealogy behind that, and also bring up some. I discovered a murder over there in this town, but and that was nasty. But it was very interesting. So I found out that I could remote travel without actually being there, which was interesting. And since that time, I've been to England remotely, Africa remotely, India and Afghanistan, and many states in the United States: Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, New York, Connecticut, and Virginia. I start out being prepared, because when you're a medium, you never know who you're going to end up with. So I always have a Bible and rosary beads with me. Even though I'm not Roman Catholic, I have rosary beads with me. And I start out with a prayer, because I want to protect myself and my home from any unwanted spirits that want to be with you and follow you. And I keep these items close to me when I do remote viewing, the Holy Bible and the rosary beads, and a blessing that I walk in the light of the Lord, because I have been with some pretty tough characters. So how to be prepared? Say a prayer. Make sure that you protect yourself first. That's all important stuff. I get that, and let's get started. Okay, when I go to a quiet place and I don't interact with anyone or anybody else, don't personally interact with anybody except the person that I'm working with, and maybe perhaps their loved one that we're contacting. I have a guardian angel that hangs with me. He's a physician. He's from the 1800s. He's always with me. He takes good care of me, and we play Where's the Deer when I'm driving, and we have lots of herds of deer in my neighborhood. So I'm like, where are the deers tonight? Do I need to slow down? And he'll tell me to slow down, and sure enough, there they are. So he's very excellent, and he's been with me for, oh my gosh, since the beginning, I guess. So the motives for remote viewing is to perhaps gather information from a place that you've never been. The mediums travel there through electrical energy and travel there. Is it for government? Is it a government entity or agency? Is it for personal use? Is it for police work? These are all things. Is it a family, to aid a family in need, or assisting in solving a crime or a missing person, or finding a loved one that they found the grave, but they didn't know how the person was attached to the family. And then you have to be careful that you protect the information, and you want to know how it's going to be used. Just like we like to have our information protected by confidentiality, and speak up if you find something that we're looking for you. We like that information passed along, because some of the information will hurt the people or hurt the family, and you have to be careful they don't get personal gain from anything that we've discovered for them, and that's really important to both Mary and I. You connect with the loved one, whoever comes to you. It could be a mother and daughter, could be a son and daughter, could be husband and wife. Connect with them. Ask them lots of questions. You are the journalist. You are the reporter. You are going to find out who this is. So physical contact with them, or a picture of the person they're looking for, is very, very important. First and last name is also very important, because I do genealogy, and you can have 7 Stans in your family. You can have 7 Sawyers in your family. You can have 7 Amoses in your family. So you have to know exactly who specifically you're looking for, or you come up with the wrong person and go in the wrong direction. Where are you? Where are they located? Are they in England? Are they in Switzerland? Are they in Wales? Where are they? And when did you see this person last? You're collecting information. When did they go missing? Who is there with them? What are your concerns? What do you want to find out? Do you have a photo of them or items of them? If you have something that belongs to them, if you hold that and you talk to me or Mary, we can help you from there as well. Then, with their permission, I give them always, I'm going to come to you. And I might make a whoosh when I come into the room. I may not, but I'm coming to you. So you might feel that my presence, it's okay, it's just me. And then I go to the place to see where the missing person is now with the ammunition I've already collected from the person that's looking for them. So what do you see? I do a 360 around in a circle, and from the questions that I've gathered from the family and what I see with my very own eyes there, I can tune in to where they are, where their feet are, where their essence is. I find their essence and go from there. I look around. Mary views with her eyes open, and I think I do a combination. Sometimes I shut my eyes, and sometimes I open my eyes. But I'm going to try both ways and see what's more productive. Again, practice, practice, practice. So what does your spirit guide and your guardian angel tell you? If they're communicating with you, you're in very good hands there, because they're also helping you along. From the information you have gathered and what you've talked with their loved ones and your guardian and you're putting together a snapshot of information. Did you see bushes, grass, flowers, a beach, forest, a sunny spot, distinctive area like a well manicured lawn, and then it's all overgrown and everything? Is it a dark place, or is it underground? Is it a cemetery? I found people in cemeteries that were hiding in cemeteries. Mailboxes. Is it a busy road you're on? Is it a dusty, dirty road? Hills, mountains? From this, you should have a pretty good idea and a picture in your head. And then you might be able to tell the loved one that this person has injuries. Were they lost and you think they're still lost? Do you think they can be found? How long have they been missing? I didn't ask the how question. How long have they been missing? And what do they look like? What do the people that were with them look like? Was anyone close by looking suspicious? Were they looking around and go like this? Did you see anybody like that? Did they do anything suspicious that you saw when you were there doing your remote visiting? And practice, practice, practice. Anything you want to get better at, you practice. Just remember, you can't unsee anything you see.
Right.
What you see is there, and it's there forever. So I don't take this lightly. And you see many things, and I have seen many things that are very unpleasant. And I have a natural defense about getting too involved with that. But I also do a lot of crafting with loved ones that have missing people, or a person that has passed away, a husband, wife, daughter, son, and want to talk to them one more time, which I have done that myself. I lost both my parents 3 weeks apart. I wanted to talk to them one more time. Those are really tough situations that you can get yourself into, and you've been there, done that, and you totally understand where they're coming from. And crying with them is also good, because that shows compassion, that you understand their problem. You have to be certain you want to do this. You don't want to start it and go, oh no, and it's too much for me, I can't do it, because it's a giant leap of faith, and you can help a lot of people, but you have to be dedicated to what you're doing.
Yeah. Super. Very similar to how I do things. Very, very similar.
Yeah, I was interested because when we talked about what we do, we pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah, we do.
And not in all instances, but for the most part, and that was interesting to me because I know other mediums we do different things.
Right. Yeah. I can't shut my eyes when I'm remote viewing. I can't.
Huh. Interesting.
Absolutely can't.
That's
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because I have to constantly see the light, be in the light. But if I close my eyes, it's darkness. I can't. I can't. I have to keep my eyes open.
I start out with my eyes closed because I'm like going right into what the person's told me, and then I'm traveling to the place. And when I get to the place that I'm going to, then I open my eyes. So I kind of do a combination thereof. But I say, wait, I'll tell them, wait a minute, and I'll just kind of go there and I'll close my eyes. But when I get there, I'll go, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Huh. Okay. So, and I noticed when we were talking the other day, when I sent you a picture and you did that, you closed your eyes and then you open your eyes and you go, I'm traveling now. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
And
I tell people what I'm doing so they don't think I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
You
Like
no,
you just
taking a nap.
went into a coma. Okay.
Right before my eyes.
So people know that you're still alive and with us.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm going to leave for a minute, but I'm just really honing in on where all the information I've gathered and that sort of thing. And then once I'm there, I'm like, okay, I'm there.
So, for me, when I remote view now, it's funny. I would make scrapbooks as a kid of places I'd never been to before, but places I identified with, which is crazy, which tells me, past lives. But as far as remote viewing, it's, we have to look at, and I'm sure you got my slides, Jason. It's the ability to garner information from afar, never having been there to this place, and be able to see people, places, things on a psychic level. And then what's the next slide? Okay, so I always, before I begin remote viewing, guys, I call in my divine team or my spirit guides. One happens to be an elegant lady in a black dress with her blonde hair pulled up.
Ooh.
Another one, and I think she's from up north somewhere, maybe New York. Maybe she was a socialite at some time. I don't know. She's gorgeous. And then the next one is a very old soul from England with a British accent, a woman. And then I have another two, a black slave and another, I believe it's probably his wife, but he is more dominant. And he wouldn't let in. Last year when I was here in this house, he would not let anybody into the house. And you could hear him on video when I took a video going, I will not let you into this house. And he said there like this.
Interesting.
And I know he wasn't talking about me because I was already sitting here. You know?
There you go. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
one person in.
Yeah, right. And then of course I have two British guys who got very bored last week and left. And they said it on video. Mary, we're bored. We're leaving now. I said, okay, all right, fine. I hope you come back. Somebody needs to protect my butt. But usually I call in what I like, divine team. Okay, divine team, get your ass in here now. Not really. Okay, don't ever talk to them that way. You just say, hey guys, I need your help. Spirit guides, angels, all of my protectors, I need you here. And then what I do is, usually I have to connect to I don't have to. I've never had to. But as soon as I connect with a loved one of the missing, boom, there I am. But there are many, like,
Yeah.
yeah, but there are many. And how I started out was if they would post a missing person on TV and I happened to be eating my TV dinner when I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, she's on the beach. They'll find her on the beach. Or she's in a field of marsh tall cattails. I automatically knew where they were. I was already there on site viewing her body or his body where they were.
Yeah.
But so this is how I prepare. I connect with my divine team to come in and stay while I'm remote viewing. And then sometimes when I feel like I'm not alone in this house, I just call them in. It's like, hey guys, I need you to protect me. And there are several steps that are used in preparing when you're utilizing it for or with cold cases, murder victims or missing loved ones or missing persons cases. You got to center yourself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be taking out the trash and remote viewing at the same time, people. Okay. So I center myself. And normally it's just me standing still, staring off into space. I try and block out any other noise that are around me. I don't do well in pure quiet. Never have. Not even when I go to sleep. I have to have the TV on, the lights on. I have to have white noise, some sort of noise around me. Not at 42 decibels, but maybe right around 16, so I can at least sleep. And then I just stop. I stop, and then especially if I've been given access to a family member, if the family comes to me. Usually I have found the mother, the person that gave birth to the person missing. If it's a young person, usually that's an automatic connection. I don't need it, but it does help. If someone sends me a photo of the missing person, I can automatically go to where that person is. It's traveling. That's what I call it, astral projection or traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at a photo of a missing person, I can see who did it, where they're located. And what I try to do is it's like fine tuning your radio channel, okay, which is in the crown of your head and here. Now, some people get it in their chest, heart chakras, okay? But you need to fine tune this. And this takes lots and lots of practice, okay? You need to also meditate. It could just be listening to angelic Reiki, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You could do the thing. I'm sorry, I don't do that, okay? Sitting still for me is very, very hard. So when I meditate, usually my mind drifts off.
Squirrel.
And it happens when I'm driving a lot.
Oh,
So
no.
don't be on the back road.
You're supposed to be very busy driving, Mary. Don't do that.
Yeah, right. But when I meditate, literally, I literally, my mind is somewhere else. And I'm on the other side and I'm really high up. My vibration is incredibly high to the point where I don't pay attention to people's chakras or their energy field from the mid chest down. I just don't. And so you need to raise your vibration. You need to meditate. Or perhaps you can go in at ground level. In other words, walking the path along with the dead person that you see. Okay? That's ground level.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Raising your vibration. How do you do that?
Okay.
I don't do that. So
it's kind of like, and I liken this to Scotty Beam Me Up.
Okay.
Okay. from
Okay.
Star Trek. If you are a psychic medium, okay, so basically you're shooting yourself upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, and you want to get up past the gates even higher up. So basically that's how I describe it. Scotty, beam me up. And it's taken a lot of time and effort and practice. And God, how old am I? Well, let's don't go there. When I was 50 something, 56 years. Okay.
That makes you 64.
No, I'm 61.
She's younger, folks. She's younger. Let's go back the other.
So math is not my strong point. Okay. All right. So anyway, so some people like Rosalia, who is an astrologer, psychic, she rubs an amethyst on her pineal gland right here. Okay. I sometimes I carry an amethyst or wear amethyst, big dripping fat big rings, but it's just to raise my vibration. But typically I get there without the use of anything. Now when I talk about when I'm so high up, that's when I'm looking down on a crime scene. If I go in at ground level, then I'm walking with the victim. I am at their ground level. So I've grounded myself enough to go in. Otherwise, I'm floating above it, trying to find their energy. It's like how I do on a map. Okay. And that's a totally different thing. That's part of remote viewing. I'll go into that in just a second. And this is the example. Sometimes I'm so high that my vibration, I'm looking down on the crime scene. Okay, so what you have to figure out for yourself, does it help to have background noise for you? Like I have a TV 2 rooms over. Does it help to have white noise, like an air conditioner going? Or do you have to have incredible quiet silence or noise blocking atmosphere, And for you as the gift, you will find what works best for you. And so now we're going to go on to the next slide. Like, for instance, Alex Holland. Okay. Let me tell you how I found him. So I picked up on his energy, his vibration from a geological map. Like it literally lit up and I could feel energy coming off of it. It's like sticking your fingers in an electric socket. And that's how I knew where to circle on the map. That's part of how I knew where. Yeah. Once I connected with Rachel, his mother, now we found his body in 2023. Once I connected with his mother, he shows up in Florida hanging from a street sign and our eyes lock. And I'm like, good God, Alex moved to Florida. Well, he didn't. He came in to show me that he was dead. Nobody literally can hang from a street sign that's 12 feet up, not unless a gang put you up there. Okay, you get me? So, and our eyes locked, and that's how I knew it was Alex. I mean, the face, the curl, the red hair, the curls, those eyes. And and I turned around in my rearview mirror and he was gone. And so that's how I knew he had passed. And I about wrecked my car. I was driving my cat to the vet, dropped him off, and I was driving down the highway, doing about 30 miles an hour. Yeah, I know. I drive like a grandmother, okay? So. And,
which cat, Mary?
But, okay, so what happened was then all of a sudden, I'm in Kent, England, in a place I'd never been before. And I'm on a dirt road being pulled to him. And there he was. And he and I start walking down this dirt road together. And we stop, okay? On the left, further down, you could see this magnificent Gothic church. And I made a mental note, Okay. I made a mental note. This is the most unusual Gothic church I've ever seen. And then I made another mental note. It's a dirt road. And then I'm standing there staring at the church on my left, and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, I have to go. I said, okay. And I turned and I looked at him, and he walks off to the right down this dirt path leading into the marshes, the canals, the fields.
Wow.
And that's how I knew where he was. So I had to go to a geographical map. Where in Kent, England is a Gothic church in the marsh? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, I found the road, and it was the road where he left his vehicle. He didn't leave it. Where somebody left his vehicle, his rental van, because his car was in the shop. And wouldn't you know it, right over on the left-hand side down the road was this beautiful Gothic church.
Bingo.
And on the right was the marshy area, the fields. And I'm looking at it on a geographical map, and all of a sudden I'm getting electrocuted when I'm looking at it. That's his energy. So I circled it. And I could bet my life that was where he was. I indescribably knew that I was spot on at that very instant. That's where Alex was. And I have seen him 3 more times since they found his body. Now, the problem with this is I also saw who he showed me. He showed me several individuals. And these individuals were questioned by the police. And these individuals stalked me, harassed me, would not. And that's the problem with remote viewing, guys. Well, with my remote viewing is seeing who did it. It's not just finding bodies, but the dead have a voice, and they're going to tell you about it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so is that it on my slides, Jason?
No, you got one. No, I just.
Oh, okay. So connect with a family member, connect with the spirit of a missing person. If you connect psychically, what is he telling you, or she? Can you see anybody else around this person? What color clothes are they wearing? What are their surroundings? Write down what you see. Did the missing person talk to you, tell you where they are, or are they showing you? Do you get names, faces? Write down the descriptions of the people. Guys, I never knew these people for Alex Holland. I just described them to a T, down to the tattoos, the hat, the glasses, the cigarette, jail time, to a boyfriend that had a brown beard. And so I gave all this information to the family and to the police. Okay. So anyway, and so of course, and spirit could be saying these people were my family, not necessarily my murderers. Okay. So just pay attention, write down what you see, what you are feeling, and what you are seeing. I can only stay, when I remote view, 3 to maybe 8 seconds. And then boom, I'm out of there. I get kicked out. And then I go back in. I can't stay like 20 seconds, half an hour, 15 minutes. I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out. And this is how you're going to find that you are going to be able to do this. Go in for 10 seconds, get out. Go in for 12 seconds, get out. Okay? But the important thing is connecting with the missing person psychically. Are they near a train track? Are they stumbling over train tracks? Are they stumbling through a graveyard? Did a guy with dark hair murder her? You know, can you see what happened? Okay, chain of events. Go in, get out. Go in, get out. That's how you practice. Okay. But first, it's being able to connect with them psychically and travel. What, Jason?
Oh, no. Joyce made a comment. I'm sorry.
What did she say? Hey, Joyce, what did she say? I missed it. Oh my God, look at all the comments. Hey,
Oh, you're fine.
Joe's Candles is here. Oh, Joyce, yeah.
You're good. Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
She said you could delete. No, yeah, you're good, Joyce. Yeah,
You're good. I mean, we could get vicious and say names, but hey, no.
no.
No, we don't want to.
Electrical shocks, and I get the chills. I get the chills from head to toe. I know I'm right when I get chills from head to toe, and I just like I stepped into a freezer. I get cold, and I have goosebumps everywhere.
Well, that's
completely accurate. But you get like electrical shocks, which
I get shocked.
Yeah.
It's like someone's taking a taser. It's like the spirit realm invented the taser long before man did. Okay. Now, okay. So right now we're not going to do the 2 cold cases right now. We're going to go to the 3rd one, Jason. And okay, I'm going to post this for the viewers to see. Here's our psychic challenge, our remote viewing challenge. Okay. If you get anything along the lines of what Susan, oh, we lost Susan.
No, she's still here. Looks like I don't know what she hit. She's still there. I don't know where she went. Hello?
So, yeah, the lady from told me about the envelope. It's like, nah. So, okay, so I don't know where Susan went. Can you resend her the link just in case? It may be internet.
I think it's her connection because she's still showing that she's here. It's just her video's not in.
Okay.
But she's still on.
All right. I'll text her.
Oh, she's back here.
Oh,
hello.
Okay. There you are.
For some reason, it said the cam stopped, so I pushed the start cam. So there you go.
Okay, yeah, because you were still connected. So I was like, well, she didn't get booted. So
okay, so what you're going to get is you're going to get a bottle of my spray for free and a 10-minute reading with me. Okay. By answering, so let's post the picture of Ricky, guys. Now, I want you guys just take a look at this picture. Okay. And then we're going to come back to it at the end of the show.
So take it. Okay, a few more seconds.
I want you guys to practice. Okay.
Remember
Ricky. Okay. And at the end of the show, we're going to come back and Susan's going to tell you what she sees with Ricky. And then I'm going to tell you what I see. Okay. So let's go to the first cold case. Okay, what do you get, Susan?
She's on vacation. She's not normally near the ocean. She's on vacation. She's a young woman. She's under 20 or around 20, maybe at the very, very most 20. She's teeny tiny. She's like 5'1" or 2. Height wise. She's been missing. She's gone, unfortunately.
Do you see how she died?
No, I don't. But I am seeing like trees. Like she didn't die near the ocean. She died near some trees.
Okay.
like not palm trees, but like evergreens. She died near some evergreens.
Okay.
I'm getting chills. That's accurate. She died near some trees, not near the ocean. And she's not from this country, is she? She's not from this country.
No.
She's not from
No.
this country. She's from another country. Yeah. Yeah, she's far away. In many ways, she's far away from us in the United States, and she's also has passed, so she's far away. She hasn't figured out how to come back herself and contact us. She could. She has a gift. She could do that.
Okay.
She could come back and talk to us.
Yeah, I do believe
I
that.
should call her, not on the phone, but I could call her and see if I can get her to come to me, and we can talk. Because she has not been found, correct?
No, she has. She was
has
found.
been found. Oh, okay.
So,
Just
okay.
Hold on. She is near trees with a big rock. There's a big rock where she is, where her body is, like bigger than the rocks that she has. It's a boulder, a really big boulder. So she's trees and a big boulder. That's true. That's true. I got chills everywhere.
Okay.
That's what I get from her.
Okay. The very first time I saw this picture, usually when I do a cold case where I look at something, I don't want to know anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to know any information. I got a man in a hotel, had a black book behind a desk. And in this black book, and he was very, very nervous, are the names of men who fly into this country. Okay, not the U.S., but the country where she is, fly into this hotel. And these are the names of men who come in for a specific reason, meaning this young girl. And I got the hotel owner. I got other people, the men. One was a fat Arab looking guy, like maybe from Egypt or someplace. He looked Arab. And then there was a black gentleman involved. And then I believe the owner of the hotel looked to be Pakistani, or he looked to be Indian, Pakistani, something like that. Anyway, she was invited to this, I see, a party, and then I'm being shown she's trafficked to several men all at once.
Wow.
Okay.
Poor thing.
Jason, do you have any info on this case?
It was, yes, I do. She was 11 years old. In Ghana. And it was at the Doubleday Hotel, where they basically her body was found next to the pool.
Were there trees near the pool?
That's where but not where her body currently is, but like what happened. That's
her body was found by the pool, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, later on, and a friend of mine, Haley, comment on TikTok, said that her body was not by the pool when the police were there investigating, that her body appeared later by the pool.
Yeah,
had bruises all over it. She was trapped.
She was moved. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was moved.
She
Yeah.
was moved. Yep, she was moved.
Yeah.
And so she probably died. Well, she was trafficked. Like, I feel like these men just did horrible things to this young girl. I mean, I literally see this black book, guys, sitting in the hotel office manager's room. And it's a book, a small, tiny book about this big, but it's got names and dates. Okay. These are men. And if anybody is watching this from Ghana or Guyana, where Adriana Young was from, if you go in, it's a plain looking desk up against a wall. Okay. I was standing there watching him put the book in the desk. And he's super nervous. Okay. Because I think maybe he may have found out that she died. And so this is a giant cover up. And who I believe also knew, who probably partook in all of this, is the president of Ghana.
Whoa.
Yep. He knew. She's not the only one. Specifically, a young boy who has died there comes out with her. A young boy was trafficked in this hotel. She's not the only female that was trafficked there. This hotel owner, okay, that Pakistani Indian dude, has been doing this for several years.
Mary, in
Yes.
2012, a young mechanic was also found dead by the pool.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
So they have a serial killer that likes to leave the people by the pool, possibly to wash off DNA evidence. That's my guess.
I got sex traffickers.
Out the pool.
Sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yes, you did.
Traffic.
You did.
I don't think I haven't. That one I'm not. I'll have to check that one. Good. I'll write that one down. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You know, like,
trafficked. I think I can say trafficked.
I think you can. Yeah. You.
That, but she has very sad eyes, and I didn't get sex trafficking with her, but that makes sense.
I do feel it was a relative who did this to her. I feel like somebody within the family set it up for cash, so this person could get cash for selling her to the hotel manager who arranged. The hotel manager arranges all of this. The hotel owner arranges all of these young girls that come in. Okay.
Wow.
And a lot of these girls that are being trafficked are the boys. It's not every week. Okay. It's sparse, but it happens. Okay. So, all right. So now let's move on to the next one.
Interesting. Oh boy.
(2001, 2011, or 2000?
2001. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't have my glasses. So I know nothing about this case. You go ahead, Susan.
I get that she was taken. She was riding a bicycle to the bus stop for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
She was at the bus stop when she was last seen there. I think she took her bike. So her bike was found near that bus stop. And she was picked up by a a serial killer. She
Okay.
fit the MO that he did. Kind of blondish hair, cute, kind of pixie-ish. You know, she's kind of cute and pixie-ish. And he liked her little hair waves in her hair. That caught his attention. But I think he followed her to the bus stop because she was riding her bike and her hair was kind of blown in the wind. And that's what I get about her. But she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see where she's buried. I don't see. The bicycle came first to me from her, and then the bus stop, and then I read I was like, oh yeah, the bus stop. So I think she drove herself to the bus stop. Was going to get on the bus and picks up her bike on the way back. I think she was going to school. But
no one wants to see your butt.
Oh, that's so cute. So that's what I get. But she was murdered by a serial killer.
Okay.
She was asphyxiated.
Asphyxiate. Yes, I got asphyxiated.
You got that too?
Yeah, I got that. But what? not literally, but Tuck Tuck, nobody wants to see your ass. Okay.
That's all he wants.
She keeps saying 17.
The bus number was 17. She was on route. The route number was 17.
No way. Wait, does it say that in the picture?
No, it doesn't. No, it's not on the thing. But the bus number on the bus or the route number for that bus was route 17.
Oh my God. I feel like she keeps harping on it. I never knew that. I know nothing about her.
I don't know anything about her either. But she was asphyxiated in a very bad way.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that she might have been sexually assaulted as well.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
She was picked up by an evil dude.
Yes, she was. She was. When she said the number 17, I was going, was it a 17-year-old that did this? Or, but it's just like number 17. And guys, I know they've combed and combed and combed. I see woods.
See, I would be on the bus on that. So, and I got into the murder of her and how she died, but I didn't see where he put her. But that makes sense.
Woods, and it's near 17. It's like I felt like she's like, they saw me. They didn't stop. They saw me. They walked right over me. So number 7.
You know what? It could have been a mile marker too. A mile marker on a highway.
M. So yes, mile marker. But I thought it was meadow.
No, I think it's a mile marker.
Mile marker. Okay, mile marker. 17.
And 17. So that's where she is. That's where she is.
I mean, it's like she will not give.
Mary and I are really good because I pick up certain things and she picks up other things, and all of a sudden we converge, and that's really amazing. Yeah.
So 17. It's like ever since I saw her photo, 17. She's pleading 17. It's like okay. I understand.
So it's either the mile marker or the bus route. But if MM would be a mile marker.
Yeah, MM. Okay. All right. So mile marker 17.
And she's in East Tilbury, Essex, England.
Yeah. And England. Woods. She's in Woods. Yes.
Hold on. oh, the poor girl. She's in some white pine area,
Uh-huh.
white
Tree,
pines.
yes.
And the soil is soft. It has a lot of pine needles and stuff, and she's in there.
Yep. Like they walked right where she was. Like they didn't. And her thing was they didn't see me. You know.
I think the police walked right by her.
Yeah, they did. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so you heard us say it first here, guys.
All right. Yeah, Joyce, I can't map right now. Would a map help, Mary, or is that too? I don't know if.
No, we can do it next week because we got to finish Ricky.
Okay.
Ricky.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, Joyce. We'll I'll follow up with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So next week we'll do the map on Danielle Jones. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right,
That's very interesting. She's communicating from the dead. So if I could get her to talk to me, then that would be really good. So I'll call her, and I don't know if she'll come or not. She's young, so maybe she doesn't know how it works yet. Sometimes the dead know how to communicate immediately with people like us, and sometimes it takes them a while. And since she's a young person, she may not have figured that out yet. But if she's talking to you, then she'll talk to me.
She is.
So I'll call her and see if I can talk to her
she's
now next week.
Susan, she's incredibly traumatized. This child.
Yeah.
Okay. She's still in her death state. Okay.
Yeah.
She can't move on. She's stuck.
She was
brutalized. Yeah.
Like I said, you can't unsee some of this stuff.
No, you can't, guys.
You can't. I'm like, ooh.
And these images do stay with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is everybody ready for the Ricky Harris challenge? Okay. So let's put Ricky's picture back up there. Okay. So now I'm going to be watching the chat. Susan, what do you see for Ricky?
I see drugs.
Wait. I'm sorry. I did it backwards. Okay, audience. Send in what you see for Ricky. Just type it in chat. Send in what you see for Ricky. Okay. Can you see where he is? Can you see who did it? Can you see why he was killed? Okay, just go ahead and type that in. Anybody? Joyce, Tina, Carrie, Evie, Chantel.
No Googling.
Yeah, don't Google.
Oh, we lost Susan again.
Oh, damn. What the heck? Okay. Hey, Alicia. Tell me what you see, guys, for this guy. What do you
Welcome
think?
back. Oh, wait. Oh.
Can you connect with his spirit? Can you see where he is? Okay, Evie. But do you, okay, I need to know why he died and where he is. Okay, where do you think he is? Where do you think Ricky is? What does it look like? What are the surroundings for Ricky? Correct, Joyce. Correct, Evie. Really, Carrie? Now, yeah. Maybe a small little one.
A small what?
Joyce said in a river by a bridge. Foggy city, in water. Evie, correct.
Huh. I'm not getting anything from him. I got that he's dead. Should I hide chat? No, I'm not going to touch my thing because we're having trouble staying on. So.
Okay, so Susan, what do you see for you don't get anything from him?
I don't get where he's buried at all, except I do drugs everywhere.
Yes.
Drugs all around him.
Yes.
He was possibly on drugs when he was taken.
Yes.
Oh, he was going to start his own business in drugs.
Oh.
That's why they got him. He was skimming off the top and he was going to start his own business in drugs.
Oh, that explains it. That explains what I saw.
But I don't see, and I see he was taken by 2 or 3 guys, but they're all from the same drug gang or same kind of like, that's what I see, but I don't see where he went. But he was taken by 3 men.
Yep. I got that.
You got that too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I got. Drugs everywhere, though. I think he was going to start his own business, and they were like, oh, no, contraire. Nope, not going to do that.
So, Evie, I thought the same thing, too, at one point, but I don't think so.
What's that?
That he was in someone's house, like someone's garden planted under rocks. That's what I kind of thought, but he's not. Okay, so, but you're not seeing where he is, Susan, do you?
No, I'm not seeing where he is, which is interesting that I don't know where he is.
So that means that you think they covered him up so that you can't connect? He's bound or something?
You're gonna hate me saying this, but I think the reason why I can't find him is I think he's been dismembered.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because they wanted to teach him a lesson and make him an example for anybody else that wanted to start their own business.
Oh,
so they
damn.
made a big deal about it. I hate to say that, but I think that's the reason why I can't find him.
So, guys, in 2023, he went missing from Wales, England. His sister reached out to me for help. And he showed up in my bedroom at like 4 a.m. and I got shocked and I woke up and I knew it was the spirit. I got on my iPhone and I hit video and I said, "Who are you?" And he said, "Ricky Harris." I said, "Ricky, Nina and I have been looking for you ever since you went missing. Can you tell me where you are? Where did they put your body?" And Ricky said something and I can't make it out. He named some names, okay? And I'll go back through the videos. I got rocks, granite, asphalt, coal mine. I got and he could be the reason why you can't talk to him, Susan, is probably they dismembered him and they threw him down a defunct coal mine shaft.
Yeah, I think you won't find. He's very disturbed by this.
Yes.
those are my legs. This is my arms. And they're over here. My legs are over there. I think he's very disturbed by that. And I think that's why keeps coming to you and coming back to you and come back.
Oh,
he wants you to put it back together.
He keeps coming back, but he keeps showing me rocks like granite. Now, see, the coal mine, one of the byproducts, I believe, is like granite or rocks or something. Lots and lots of rocks from a coal mine. And so I drew
him down a mine shaft. They'll never find him either, because like I said before about mine shafts, is that they are deep, like 2 or 3, 4, 5 miles. The more coal they get, they keep following that vein of coal, and it could be 4 and 5 miles down.
So Joyce goes, "Oh, I was way off." No, you're not, Joyce, because this is what he keeps showing. This is what he keeps showing me, but he could be near one. But the very first thing I got was water and a bridge, river and a bridge. And I think he did his drug deals on the bridge. Yeah.
Under the bridge.
Under the bridge. And they just redid, you're right, they just redid this bridge over there. So no, Joyce, you were actually spot on. Anybody who said water, you're going to get free. You will get a free bottle of my spray, guys. But water, and I had even thought that they put his body in a bag or something and just kept him bagged up in water, like a bag. So that would be dismembered parts.
Yeah, I think that's why I can't find him, because first of all, the image in my head is really bad, but I think he's looking for himself, literally looking for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's very disturbed by that. And he didn't think, I guess, the people that he knew were capable of such viciousness. And
yes, they were. Yes, they were. And he names names in my video. He names names.
He names names in the video?
Yeah, he tells me the names of the people who did it. And
well,
these
they
were
should go to prison for a very, very long time.
So what I got, he Tuk, I got to be able to see the screen, honey. So what I got was he's from his sister was he was skimming off the top drugs from these drug dealers.
Right. He wanted to venture out on his own. Yeah. Yeah. And this is the payback.
Yep.
This is the payback.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So everybody who said water, type your address, send your address to me, Mary, the real Mary the Medium at gmail.com. The real Mary the Medium at gmail.com. I'll send you a bottle of my spray. And Joyce actually
what did Joyce say?
Joyce said in the very beginning, let's see, he's from England. She was right. In a river by a bridge. Actually, Joyce was the most spot on. But I believe he keeps referring to rocks, lots and lots of rocks, piles of rocks.
Well, you have to dig down in a mine, and you get rocks first before you get to the coal. So
right, yeah, and then it's also a bunch, and it's a defunct coal mine. There's several of them in Aberdare, Wales, sitting outside of the coal mines, the defunct coal mines, a derelict building or piles huge piles of rocks, huge piles. And I got in the woods further off past the rocks in a smaller pile of rocks. But the very first thing I got when I took the case was Bridge River rocks.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get that at all. I got the I got the rocks. I got the 3 guys carrying him off. I got the reason why they killed him, but I did not get the location. But I got part of the location because he was dismembered. Part of this, which was pretty horrible. I got the whole part.
That's pretty horrible. And I saw one of the killers, guys. I did see one of the killers. He has very little hair up here. And he doesn't live far away from where Ricky lived. He actually has a wife and he has a kid. One of the drug dealers.
The other one,
and I got his name.
Skinny guy.
Yep. Drives a blue car, I think. Blue car. I did see a white van.
And he's got disheveled hair.
Yeah, white van. I saw a white van. Now, there's also an area by a construction site that is a murky, marshy lagoon type area. And I think Evie wrote that. Somebody wrote that. So, and that's behind one of the drug dealer, real close to where the drug dealer lives. And nobody goes back there. Nobody.
Yeah.
But it's got construction equipment sitting in front of the pond or this little tiny river. So
that makes sense.
That's also a place of interest.
Yeah. Sure.
So, yep. So anybody who said water, send me your name and full address and telephone number, and I will send you a bottle of my spray. Okay. And Susan, thank you so very much. I look forward to doing more stuff with you. And Jason, thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much.
Should we do a little quick know what you're getting the spray? We should throw in that while we're at it.
Yeah.
Have you been around negative people or in a negative environment? Frankie and Lord's Apothecary Cleanser Spray is a must. Just one spray to make the negativity go away. Available at marythemedium.com.
Thank you very much. That was very nice.
Right.
Very nice.
I did the voiceover.
Yeah. And how about
You will love Italian street bread. It's a good. Go to italianstreetbread.com and order use some today. Capiche?
Sorry, Mary, I was pointing at it and it hit it too quick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that's fine. As a matter of fact, guys, she makes gluten-free breads too. So if you have a gluten sensitivity, please give her an order. That's her name is Julia. Julia. She is really Italian, the real deal. So thanks so much.
What does present do? Hold on. Oh no, that doesn't help me. Okay. I was trying to get my picture. Oh, there we go.
Oh, we see your boobs, Susan.
Too late, too late. I'm at the party and I'm already late, Story of my life, I'm here. No, remove the party. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you very much for asking me on. I appreciate that. I do. And thank you very much, Jason, for all your hard work today, typing in.
Oh, yeah. No
all my viciousness. So I can't find it all, But yeah, so that's interesting. It's hard. I think it's hard for me to do a picture on a video because I didn't get as much information as I usually do, which is interesting. Not sure why. Maybe I don't have the connection all of the connection that I should have. But
no, it's not that, because you're not the only one. When it came to Ricky, I mean, it's like pulling teeth out of, I mean, it's just like, pulling it from him. And it's
Right.
like, because I don't think he wants to own up to what he did.
right, but he wanted to start his own business. That's the reason why he was killed. And he was,
Yeah,
I think he was
that's true.
dipping. I think he was a dealer, and he was dipping into some of the product that he was handling and taking money off the top, and then he started
Right.
taking product. And when you start taking product from a drug dealer,
Yeah.
it's
So
not
yeah,
pretty.
and that's true. And that I can confirm. That came from his sister. Now it's just a matter of finding his body. But I heard chains. Like when he was in my bedroom at 4 a.m, I heard chains, like metal chains, clanking metal chains. So did they wrap him up in chains?
Or they might have lowered him down by chains. But they
Yeah.
had to have a pretty big chain to drop him down a mine shaft.
Well, they probably wrapped him up, and it's either water or the mine shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I got. Oh, what happened?
No, I'm still here. Are you still there?
I don't know what I did. Help. Help.
Eric.
We have a lot of problems with the video, audio, just stuff in general today. I think the
Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, so we're challenged tonight. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been fun.
Thank you very much for having me on.
And Jason
Yes,
Jensen,
thank you.
remember me when you decide who killed. I'm the one who gave you that information.
Oh no.
Don't try to pull one over on this community.
It's not all together here. It looks like we don't, but we do. We have it all together.
Yeah, right. There's a reason I'm number 3 or number 2 or number 5, whatever the hell the number is. I'm the number.
Yep. 2, I believe it is. Maybe.
Yeah, all good. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I
guys,
would like to learn how you. My personal take on this is, I would like to learn how you get so specific about, and maybe it's just more time with me because I haven't been very long looking for lost people. Most of my people have been dead for a very long time that I locate and find. But maybe I'm interested in how you quickly come to that conclusion with, like, they did this and they did that, and this is how, and this, they took a left and they took a right, and boom. That's interesting to me.
that's just, and it's not on every case. On that case, it was so specific. And he was adamant on the people that he showed, absolutely adamant. But on other cases, like I watched Dean Beatty, I watched his, and I couldn't understand what I was seeing. Like one time he was showing me pastures of horses. The next time he was showing me quicksand. Then he was showing me a canal. Then he was showing me a giant bridge. His body was traveling in the river system in Kent.
Whoa.
His body was traveling in the river system. And at the very end, he showed me quicksand, and that's where they found his body. The river system spit him out into the ocean, and the current carried him straight into quicksand by the beach. Yep, sure did.
Wow.
But I couldn't figure it out when it was happening. I mean, it's like, why is he showing me horses in a pasture? And it's specifically a polka dotted horse. And it turns out that, like, his cousin had these horses, and he was just showing me he was passing by her farm or whatever have you. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
'cause he
every
was in
case
the
is
water
different.
being dragged, so he was giving you identification markers all the way along the
He
line.
was. He was, yeah. And then,
That's really interesting case.
yeah, for Liam Graham. Now that was another wild case. Here's a kid that was being accused in his early 20s, being accused of driving a car into a house with two other fellow passengers. I saw him in the back seat. He went flying through the windshield, severe head and neck injuries, and went running off. And of course, they're blaming Ian for all the damage, for the drugs and stuff like that. The two kids in the car were actually convicted drug offenders. Okay. And then I saw him by this giant tree sitting next to this very deep, probably 12-foot deep canal. And he's laying there underneath the tree. He had run through a bean field and had run down towards the water, and he was sitting underneath, and he wrote a little note, and he stashed this note by the tree. And so anyway, and I saw a woman with curly brown hair to right about here. Okay. She had tattoos, dark hair, drunk as a skunk, driving her little red car or brown car, I can't remember which one, to the crime scene to pick up her kid, who was one of the passengers in the car. Then I see her driving again by herself with a cooler, okay, in her trunk. Liam's head was found in Amsterdam.
Oh. Yeah.
And I described her to a T. So I'm being shown images of this man with dark hair and this woman with dark curly hair with tattoos by Ian. Okay. Liam Graham. And I see her driving. She drove to the crime scene, and then she's driving quite a ways with a cooler in her trunk. He pointed out cooler to me, a yellow cooler. And it turns out that his head was found in Amsterdam, and they're not sure what happened to his body. And then they were getting ready to close the case. They couldn't find a body, so they couldn't say it was suicide. And so they said if there were any more evidence. So friends of the family came to me and said, did Liam leave anything by this tree? We can't find his wallet or anything. I said, yes, he did. He left a note. Well, guess what? They found the note.
Ooh.
And the note said who was driving the car and who did this to him.
Wow.
So now the husband and wife have split up. The husband's dropped all this weight, probably from guilt. And it turns out one of the kids in the car, the mother, the one with the curly hair that was driving, guess where she was while Liam Graham was missing? She
Where?
was in Amsterdam.
Oh, bingo. Bingo.
Guys, you want to find Liam Graham's killer? Look at Amsterdam, the trips to Amsterdam.
Wow.
There you
Wow.
go. Yep.
That's
So,
crazy.
and then Reese Rogers' case. And this is the problem working with the family. And now I have been told I have to have contracts. Okay, because I never knew there was another medium named Elizabeth Clark.
Almost.
Are we live still? I hope not.
Yes, we are. I want it known. So I was working with the sister of Reese Rogers. No one mentioned that this other medium was working with his girlfriend. So I saw Reese Rogers go missing. I felt it was a murder. Okay. He was murdered while he was out camping with his buddies, drinking to oblivion on this campsite beach. So, trying to pinpoint where he was in Lake Rannoch, whatever, in Scotland, this big ass lake. He comes walking out of the water. Comes right up to my face like this close.
Whoa.
Looks at me, turns around, and walks back into the water. So I immediately texted the sister. I said, he's in the water, directly out in the middle. And I said, rocks, lots and lots of rocks. I got this really nasty note from Elizabeth Clark saying, I've worked all my life for fame and fortune, and you're not taking it away from me. I'm like, look, honey, if that's what you're in it for, you're in the wrong game. But I'll be glad to give it to you. If that's what you want, you can have it, you know? But, and so contracts. If you want me and Susan to find your missing loved one, you're going to have to sign a contract. Okay. But I'm not going to charge you. Susan may, but I'm not. It all depends on the case.
I'll pay you later, Mary.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if it's for the FBI, it's a different story.
Right.
Okay. But it's a different story if it's, you know, for a big government conglomerate like that. But anyway, yeah, so there some very interesting cases that I've done over the years, just very. And I feel like Ricky Harris can't talk. Like these are all visuals I'm getting from him. He talked that night in my bedroom. So I definitely am going to go back and revisit those videos. There's got to be some sort of software I can use to listen. The names, one of them.
Isolate the audio, you mean, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on, because you'll send me stuff and I can hear it, but it's just, I don't know. It's usually you have to email me because it degrades over text.
Right.
So it degrades. So like I'm looking for an audio, something that can boost the audio and enhance it.
So that's what I need. But yeah, so I mean,
do you
and
have a what do they call them? EMPs or something like that? EMFs, where they pick up the voices of the people that are speaking with you They drive me crazy because they're too noisy. But it's a mechanism for listening to the people that are in the room that are ghosts, entities, ghosts, spirits, whatever, and they pick up the sound of them speaking.
I just use my iPhone, so I've got to find something different. So if anybody in the audience has an idea of what I can use, Joyce said NDAs.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, Evie, I know I'm live.
Yeah.
Evie goes, guys, you're live. Like, yes, I know I'm live. So I'm trying to make a point.
She's alive. No one's killed her yet. Thank God.
Yeah. Not yet.
Right there.
Oh my God. And for and just because we're way over time, Susan actually came to my backyard. And how many people did I have in my backyard? Dead people?
5 dead people lined up against the back wall.
Yeah.
And then a cat named Zeke died in that chair too.
So Zeke is that cat that I captured on video.
Yep.
I posted it on TikTok. Yeah, I thought there were more than that. And then, of course, I had people in the house too. Thanks for
visiting.
visiting.
Take care of the last 2 people that were in there.
You did, but there was one that kind of stayed.
So got rid of 3 of them. 2 of them came back, and now there's another one more.
Not
After
in,
third
not
group, this is a
anymore.
third group.
No. Now I don't feel anything in my bedroom.
Okay.
But
Not
this
that you're alive.
morning, yeah,
And
but
I'm not gay, you know.
yeah, I know.
A lot in her bedroom, not gay. But yeah, they should be gone.
Well, one of them came back, and it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. Feel like they are very sad, very, very sad. But this morning, I captured a spirit out in the backyard. Little round, it's like a big giant orb, and then the body's here, but the orb is here, and it kind of went together. But like boom, 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 boom in my backyard.
The guy that was really, really sad, and I asked him why he was really, really sad, and he said he wanted to go home. And I said, well, at this point, since you are gone, the only way you can go home is go to walk into the light. And I said, you won't be in pain anymore. You won't suffer anymore. You can go walk into the light and be comfortable. And I said, and he didn't believe me. We had another conversation. I said, have you tried that? Have you seen the light? Have you looked around for the light? And he said, no. And I said, you need to do that. If you're unhappy, you're in between, and you need to go towards the light. So hopefully he will go.
Did it give you a name?
Roger.
Roger. Yeah. Roger. Ooh. I don't know.
I don't know where he's from, but I think you have a portal there somewhere.
Yeah. Everywhere I
There's
go.
a bunch of people in there.
Yeah,
so
everywhere.
We gotta find where that portal is, and we've got to close that up.
Yeah, it's everywhere I go. It's hotels, my house in Florida. It's like the same thing I told Bobby Dean, Paula Dean's son. Bobby goes, how come everywhere I go it's haunted? I said, no, Bobby, it's not everywhere you go. It's because you are haunted. Yeah,
It's true. Yeah, you have to shake them off. You know.
Yeah.
You do, because they want to be with you because you know they're there, and once you know they're there, and they're not gonna. If they make noises in my house, I don't mind. If they make loud noises and stuff like that. But if they wake me up at night, I can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
They can't wake you up at night. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
I know. I already have Tuk waking me up at night. I don't need.
Can they read? I mean, can they? You should need to post a sign.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know if they can read. They may not be able to. They sure know how to talk to you when you're sleeping. Hey, Susan. I'm like, what?
That's a great. Why does my ass feel like it's on fire?
Is the light going?
Oh crap!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
The light. No, remember the light rail.
You're on fire tonight, Mary.
Yeah. The light now?
What'd you have for dinner? No.
Okay, well, we got to get off of this live. I got to go to bed. I got to.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for coming on, Susan. All right. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Susan. I'll call you tomorrow. Call me.
Okay.
Call me.
All right, I'm hitting in, kids.
I'll call you back.
All right.
Bye.
Ending. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. How do we stop?